Yo, what's up, people? So we have our first look at the new teaser for the gadgets coming out in the next operation for next season. They've actually released some of Mira's R&D reports this time, so as usual, we're going to let the video play first, and then we're going to come back and talk about it afterwards.
Testing stopping power, CSRX 300. Biometrics disabled. Commencing test now. That's going to sting. Disruption test LV explosive lance. Repositioning auxiliary walls. Launching on my mark. Mark. A little dramatic, but it does the job. Projectile interception test, magnet system. Let's see how you stack up to the magpie. Collateral damages within acceptable parameters. Marius will have to find some other way to prevent the magnet's deployment.
So it looks like we have our first sniper rifle in the game after 4 years, but not only that, this actually looks like the first person that will be able to breach soft and hard walls. But knowing the Siege community, instead of using this to put holes in soft walls, they're probably going to use this to put holes in people. So we can expect a couple montages of that. But not only that, the interesting thing is this can actually still breach electrified reinforcements. Now, is it unfair that we have an operator that can now breach both soft and hard walls? Some people might think so. I don't think so, because these are just holes that are big enough to see through. Yeah, they still pose a threat, but if this hole was the size of like the one that you can make with sledgehammer, then I would be worried. But right now I can see this being really useful, but I can't see people picking this over thermite. I might pick this over maverick, but not thermite, because again, you can't walk through those holes. But still pretty interesting nonetheless. And over to our defender, this is the magnet system. This is an alternative to Jaeger's devices. So from the looks of it, they do the same thing, but this one actually catches the projectile and then locks it in this device, and then it blows up. So I wouldn't say this is an alternative to Jaeger's ADS system, but it would be something useful to bring with Jaeger to just deny more projectiles being thrown into the objective site. And no, I wouldn't say this would replace Jaeger, because Jaeger's devices can stop up to 3 projectiles. This one just catches 1 and then blows up afterwards. So yeah, I would say bring him along with Jaeger instead of Jaeger. But yeah, that's about it. So let's look into Mira's R&D notes. So in her report, she says, "Harry, you asked me to look into the tech our latest recruits were bringing with them. I was served a cease and desist letter halfway through my investigation. Here's what I was able to learn before that point. The magnet system has a self-destruct circuit that's primed whenever it catches an object. And whenever too high a percentage of its casing is removed, we managed to get it to 37% before our last one exploded. I submitted a request for more samples, but I don't expect them to arrive. What we did manage to determine was that it affects projectiles of all kinds, including capitals, asphyxiating bolts, and interestingly, the LV explosive lance. Given that it draws the projectile, frag, breaching round, etc. to its position prior to detonation, the magnet system may pose an unpredictable challenge for some of our more reckless operators. In short, they might blow themselves up if there's a cleverly placed magnet nearby. Not much we can do about it except encourage them to gather intel before charging in, though we both know how well that's worked in the past. The LV explosive lance is another curious one. A biometric lock initially prevented me from using the rifle at all, but the owner agreed to activate it for us on the condition that she was allowed to supervise our tests and review our results. Keep that in mind as you read on. The lance's strength lies in the contained explosion that it emits and the acronym of its name, the LVEL. A divine spear in Hinduism, not exactly humble. It's enough to shred nearby devices without posing a serious risk to anyone caught in its blast radius, which has been capped from the point of projection until it's almost a plane. As I said, the magnet can also draw the lance away from its intended target, either preserving team utility or, if poorly placed, annihilating it. This is the point and purpose of the interaction between these two devices, so far as I can tell, to destabilize the field in unexpected ways. Consequently, the operators themselves have proven to be particularly sensitive to and able to capitalize on chaos amongst enemy ranks. What that means for our training sessions, I won't speculate. You want to know more? Get me unlimited access. Until then, my hands are full. So yeah, that's about it. So interestingly, what the magnet system does that Jaeger's ADS devices can't is catch breaching rounds as well as Capitel's bolts. So you can now stop Ash and you can stop Capitel from smoking the objective site or or sending his firebolts down there basically. So like I said before, it would be a good synergy between him and Jaeger to completely shut down a site so the attackers can't send any projectiles in there. Interestingly enough, it also can blow you up if you're not careful. So I guess if you're standing by the door cooking a frag and you throw it and this catches it, you might blow yourself up. So yeah, these two new gadgets are pretty interesting. I know everyone is going to be super excited to use the sniper, so we can look out for some sniper montages next season. But I'm more interested in the magnet system. I really want to, make an attacker kill himself. I feel like that would just be the ultimate humiliation. But yeah, that's it for this video. What are your thoughts on the new gadgets and which one are you more excited to try? The Siege finals are this weekend. That is going to be Sunday. But it's in Japan, so their time difference is pretty far. I think it starts at 2 AM. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.